Hello guys, we are here to present sequential circuits. Uh, First of all, we have to define what is sequential circuits. Basically, sequential circuits is the combination of, as a general, a combination of combinational circuits. So this is a example of combinational circuits because it has a generalization of gates. But sequential circuits is a generalization of flip-flops. So we have to combine various types of flip-flops to create a sequential circuits. But first, we have to understand the basics of all flip-flop, which is the SR flip-flop. It is very essential to understand what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous, because later on, by understanding such concept, you will understand how the sequential circuits functions. So first of all, SR flip-flop is basically setting set. Uh, Set is equals to 1. It is basically putting 1, storing 1 in a flip-flop. And when reset is on, it's basically forcing this flip-flop to reset. So the main idea of the flip-flop is a memory. This is a memory because it retains memory, and its output can be fed back again to the same circuit. So as I've for demonstration here, I input another input which is both 0, but still the output is the same. So it is now being latched or memory stored. So when I input again, here 1, and if I remove, same. So the main idea is it stores memory. So now we have to look for the third case, which is both is 1. This is invalid, and we are avoiding this kind of circuit because this is undefined. So to assess this problem, we have to move to another variant of flip-flop. Basically, you just have to modify the RS flip-flop to create the other two, which is the D flip-flop, and the other is the JK flip-flop, which can be seen here. As you can see, it is just the RS flip-flop. In our case here, this is using a NAND gate, because you can also create a NAND gate for an SR flip-flop using NAND gate. This is a modification, and in our case here, I create a modification using D flip-flop because what I'm going to demonstrate is this one. We are using 4 D flip-flops for 4-bit registers. So first, we have to understand the difference between how this evolution became. So in our case here, I have 3 circuits. This is just the same. The only different is this is asynchronous, which means it doesn't rely on clock pulse. So asynchronous asynchronous means they are active the moment the input value changes. So in our case here, this is active whenever input value change. Automatically, it's being outputted. But here we have a gated RS latch, gated clock latch, which means that whenever you change the input, nothing will happen in the output because the clock is not yet turned on. So it is greatly dependent in the clock pulse to change the value. Same if you put both, it's use undefined. The only difference is this is synchronous and this is asynchronous. So now we move to D flip-flop. D flip-flop, we have here a synchronous D flip-flop which relies on clock pulse. Same as that. The truth table for D flip-flop can be shown here. It is almost identical of a NOT. When D is 0, then Q is 0 and not Q is on. And when D is 1, the current state is high, and then the not Q is low. So now that we have understood the D flip-flop, we move now to the next, the exact demonstration, which is the 4-bit register. This is almost identical to the 4-bit register, only it is a parallel circuit, parallel in, parallel out, controlled by a clock. So here, as you can see, when you view this circuits, integrated circuits, this is a D flip-flop, a positive triggered. You can view also here, all are the same. This is the good thing about Logisim. You can create an integrated circuit. You can modify your own integrated circuit and then create them to create a new circuit. You just have to drag them and then you can create. That's it. You can also do the same for JK flip-flop. So back to our demonstration. When D is, we have to go for the truth value for D flip-flop because we are using D flip-flop. When D is 0, nothing will happen, even though clock is being turned on. So we have to input value 1, so to make this output value 1. So in our case here, we turn it on consecutively, but nothing happens because we need the clock pulse for every change of inputs. So here in our case here, we turn off. Memory is being stored, and if you want to override it, you just have to turn it off again and then clock pulse, and then the data is being override by a low value. So the good thing about clock is when you want, you can manipulate which input is to be output and which is not. So in our case here, they can produce an output of the same when they are being pulsed by clock. They can move they can be output at the same time, not simultaneously, but at the same time. So you can also manipulate simultaneously if you want. That's it. And then here, you just have to overwrite it with a new value. Same here. So basically, register is just a the main concept of computer storing memory. From the word register, means to input and to retain the value of the output. So that's all for our sequential circuit. It is it's pretty basic. Thank you.